that she has proven herself not to be a kind person, okay? And that's largely due to the fact that she is a modern feminist, and so she has to create struggle where there just isn't any.
On a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character.
I mean, it's wild, you know. I mean, not only Blake Lively. I mean, you're phenomenal, but also to be a young Lily.
I was like, I feel like that is a disservice too, because she's in the movie. She's not doing me. She's bringing herself.
At that point in the film, she had already began to exert control over so many aspects of production, not just rewriting the script, but she had also taken over wardrobe, causing the wardrobe budget to go over by hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So where does this leave Blake Lively? Once Hollywood's untouchable sweetheart, she's now at a crossroads. The lawsuits, the accusations, the fan backlash, they're not just rumors anymore. They're fault lines threatening to shatter a reputation built over decades. Will she own up and pivot, or double down on the pristine persona? One thing's for sure, the spotlight's hotter than ever, and it's not flattering. Hollywood loves a redemption arc, but Blake's next move might decide if she gets one, or if the Golden Girl's glow is gone for good.
I was so vulnerable and uncomfortable that I got screamed at, and I would cry walking off set. This person would literally look at me in front of the whole crew and say, "You call yourself an actor, this is what I have to work with. What is this?" And I stood there just breaking. This happens. But because this person was number one on a call sheet, there was no safety net for me.
Well, they're best and worst friends, I guess. Yeah, they're two women that come together and they're sort of unlikely friends. And then they are each other's, the worst thing that ever happened to each other, and then in some moments a really great thing happened to each other. I wouldn't say the best necessarily.
She burst onto the scene with Gossip Girl, playing the glamorous Serena with a smile that could light up Manhattan. Fans adored her. Blonde, beautiful, and seemingly kind-hearted. Red carpets turned into her runway, and fashion magazines couldn't get enough. Blake built a brand as the relatable yet aspirational star, the kind of woman you'd want as your best friend. Her marriage to Ryan Reynolds only cemented that fairy tale vibe. But behind that dazzling exterior, something darker was brewing, and it didn't take long for the first whispers to escape.
I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice. And little did I know.
Yeah. We got the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
OMG, you're not going to believe me, except yes, you will. So on the show today, for those of you guys that watched, I had said that looking at the SNL situation, it was my professional opinion that what we were watching was something that was concocted entirely by Ryan Reynolds because...
Back on the Gossip Girl set, things weren't as rosy as they looked on screen. Insiders say Blake clashed with co-star Penn Badgley, her real-life ex. He stayed classy, dropping vague hints about challenging personalities in interviews, but fans connected the dots. Then there was Leighton Meester, who played Blair Waldorf. Their on-screen rivalry was electric, but off-screen, sources claim it was ice cold. Crew members whispered about tense stares and sharp comments, hinting Blake wanted to be the queen bee in real life too. The drama didn't stop at the script.
Like anyone else who would be going through a situation where you're accused of something that you did not do, and are suffering in a public way, I think it's distressful, to say the least.
I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to.
That need for control didn't fade when Gossip Girl ended. Stories of Blake steering the ship, sometimes too hard, followed her to new projects. On movie sets, she allegedly pushed for script tweaks, better lighting, and wardrobe changes that suited her vision. Some called it ambition, others saw a pattern of dominance. One crew member from an unnamed film said it felt like walking on eggshells around her. Blake's charm was still there, but it came with a catch. She wanted things her way, and she wasn't subtle about it, and that's where the real trouble started.
But Blake Lively, it appears to me, completely lied about that critical scene in which she involved Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, her dragon, she's Khaleesi, because she really wanted her vision to be included in this, okay?
And that what in fact happened was Justin didn't harass Blake. Blake was interested in wresting control of this movie away from Justin, who was the director and the producer. She was just an actress in it, and used threats and coercion and bullying to do it.
Enter It Ends With Us, the 2023 film that was supposed to be her big moment. Instead, it's become a lightning rod. Her co-star and director, Justin Baldoni, clashed with her so fiercely they weren't even speaking by the premiere. Blake claimed he harassed her, painting herself as a victim, but Justin's lawyer fired back, saying she tried to wrestle control of the movie from him, rewriting scenes, ballooning the wardrobe budget, even forcing him to stay out of sight on set. She accused him of a nasty PR smear, while Ryan Reynolds reportedly turned on Baldoni too. The plot's juicier than the book, and it's not settling anytime soon. Court looms ahead, but that wasn't the whole story.
I feel like it's pretty rapid cognition for me.
Yeah, I think you know, but there's some people, like, I've had people who, like, I don't necessarily, like, we're not best buddies at all moments, but, like, do we do well together on screen? And there's some people that, like, we're best buddies, and then on screen it's like...
All hell broke loose. She claims he sexual harassed her, and then by the time they premiered the movie, they weren't even speaking to each other. She made him stay in the basement, and Ryan Reynolds turned on him too. And then she claimed that he unleashed a bad PR campaign against her.
Small creators have their own beef with Blake. Designers and artists say she's reached out under fake names, fished for ideas, then ghosted them, only for their work to pop up in her outfits or projects with zero credit. One indie writer tied to the husband's secret claimed Blake's edits erased their voice from the script. It's a recurring theme. She dazzles up front, but behind her, lesser-known talents feel used and discarded. These accusations hit hard because they clash so sharply with the kind and creative vibe she's sold for years, and what happened next would shock everyone.
So no one had my back. And I remember the next day I walked on and I said, you get off my set. This is the first time I've ever spoken. I remember being so scared, and I looked at this person and I said, you can F off. I'm going to work towards a tennis ball. I never want to see you again.
She's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. She seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather mean. This guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively.
Ryan Reynolds isn't just her husband. He's part of this messy narrative too. Known for his wit and Deadpool charm, he's got his own history of set clashes. Directors like Tim Miller and co-stars like TJ Miller have called him controlling, even a diva. Sound familiar? Together, Blake and Ryan are a power couple in more ways than one, and some wonder if they egg each other on. Their playful social media posts still charm fans, but the shine's fading as these stories pile up. Are they Hollywood's dream team or a duo too obsessed with staying on top?
They are being so wildly manipulative and dishonest as they have been since the beginning of this entire process that they are literally mining clips on the internet, taking them out of context so that they can produce a narrative that reads like a script to us.
The backroom drama doesn't stop there. Take The Husband's Secret, a film adaptation that's hit snag after snag. Indie writers say Blake's influence rewrote their work into something unrecognizable, without credit or thanks. It's not just scripts either. Fashion insiders point to a pattern of her borrowing from small designers, then cutting them out. Some call it savvy networking, others see a star flexing her clout to silence smaller voices. In an industry that loves to preach collaboration, these moves are raising eyebrows and tempers.
Well, I mean, I think that our show takes place in a heightened reality a little bit. I think that a lot of the realism is lost in the sparkle, and it's meant to. You need that. You need that for the entertainment and the grit.
Social media is where it's all boiling over. Fans who once worshipped Blake are turning. Hashtags like #Blake Exposed are trending, with people slamming her for everything from creative theft to playing the victim. She and Ryan have lost followers by the thousands, a sign the tide's shifting. Comments on her Instagram have flipped from hard eyes to hard questions. Why won't you address this? Industry insiders are chiming in too, hinting at delays and tension tied to her demands. The relatable starlet image? It's crumbling fast.
He's not, it's Taylor Swift. He feels there's an implicit threat here. Like, this is a dragon that can kill you. So be very careful. Here's my pet dragon.
And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor.
Even her co-stars aren't safe from the fallout. During the A Simple Favor press tour, Anna Kendrick's quirky charm clashed with Blake's polished dominance. Interviews got awkward. Anna tossing subtle jabs, Blake talking over her. Fans ate up the tension, dissecting every forced smile. Neither confirmed a feud, but their lack of joint appearances since says plenty. It's like the movie's mystery spilled off screen, and viewers couldn't look away. Blake's knack for drama seems to follow her everywhere.
Well, I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Quote there really shows that she's the center of attention. She takes this opportunity that he has to train himself and prepare for a scene is somehow relating to her weight.
There was an article recently saying that Leighton and I were frenemies. And it's
frenemies. Is that they're frenemies?
Yeah, we're friends, but we're also enemies. And it's they see our characters on the show, and they want that to be true in a sense. I think they want everybody's characters in real life to emulate that. And it's really strange because they always want to pit women against each other. You don't hear about like Penn and Chase hating each other and being jealous and competitive.
So where does this leave Blake Lively? Once Hollywood's untouchable sweetheart, she's now at a crossroads. The lawsuits, the accusations, the fan backlash, they're not just rumors anymore. They're fault lines threatening to shatter a reputation built over decades. Will she own up and pivot or double down on the pristine persona? One thing's for sure, the spotlight's hotter than ever, and it's not flattering. Hollywood loves a redemption arc, but Blake's next move might decide if she gets one, or if the Golden Girls glow is gone for good.